Yo, Wagwan, hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be sharing an R&B trap drum programming tutorial for FL Studio 20. Of course, you can use this as any other DAW, but I'm going to be using FL Studio 20 and the FL Studio 20 sequencer and whatnot. But before we get into it, my question of the day for you is, where do you get your drum kits? Let me know in the comment section down below. I think that'll be very interesting. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Carteret from jcarteret.com, teaching you how to be better at music, online business, and online marketing. This is the #1 spot for musicians and creatives that don't want to be starving artists. So if that sounds like you, click that subscribe button, check out the rest of the content on the channel because you will love it. Now let's get into the video, shall we? In two previous videos, I showed you how to start your beat. I showed you how to turn that one melody into counter melodies, into your verse melody, into multiple counter melodies. Go and check out those videos. And in this video, we're going to be making drums. And the reason I'm doing this is because honestly, I need to make a beat right about now, because I've got 3 more beats that I need to make before I have hit my 100 upload beat goal. So I thought, you know what, I was about to just make the beat off camera, and I was like, I might as well share this information for people who don't know how to drum program. Because when I started out making beats, I was super whack at drum programming. So I feel like it'll be really useful to you for me to share my process. So first of all, the first thing, let me just play the melody so you know what's going on here. Let me move this up so we've actually got everything in the right place. So let's play this back so you can kind of hear what's going on. We've just got like 4 chords basically repeated twice with some melodies on top. So those are our melodies. I'll just have to mix it a little bit, and let's get into the drums. For the first thing you need to know before you even start with your drums is you need to make sure you've cut out the low ends in the melodies. If you haven't done that, your drums are going to sound terrible. So make sure that you are EQing out your melodies and EQing out the low end and that sort of stuff, so that you don't get clashing melodies in where you want your drums to hit, which is usually around 200. Or make sure that you're using very soft instruments that don't really give off a lot of bass, or that you're using really high octaves. Either way, you don't want your melodies to be hitting down in those low ends, otherwise your 808s and your kicks will be super muddy and your beat will sound terrible. This template that I'm using has all the EQs and all the basic mixing done for you, so you don't have to add those EQs. All you need to do is basically just connect your melody to whatever channel in here. Now this has gone over some editing through these videos because I've copied channels and whatnot, but the basic stuff that is in this template is going to help you out a lot and will make your mixing and mastering way easier. The link will be down below in the description, so definitely go and check that out. But let's continue on with creating these drums. So first thing I will do in order to create my drums is I set up the clap, or what I use is a rim. I don't use the clap anymore. I just use a rim, and I add a snare hit when we get to the chorus, so it adds a lot of impact. So let's play along. So I've just put the clap on every 3rd bar. So this is basically half of the bar, half of a 4-bar loop basically. Oh, is it half of a 4-bar loop? I don't know. Every 3rd hit on this thing, as you can see, you know, where the gray thing hits, is where the rims go, and I'd basically copy and paste this to my snare, which I'd then turn up, and this would be what's hitting in the chorus, but the rim would be the only thing hitting in the verse. So it has that contrast between the chorus and the verse that I really like and enjoy. Then we could go to the hi-hats next, which basically just gives us the basic groove. This hi-hat actually is pretty good, but let's see if I've got any other hi-hats. No, too light. Too high. Yeah. These are from my RnB trap drum kit. I don't know if I'm gonna release this ever. So if you want this, let me know in the description. I mean, in the comment section down below if I should release this drum kit. Let's turn it down a little bit. Let's actually get in there and deal with. No, I usually wouldn't add rolls before I add the snare hits. So let's add the snare hits. So with the snare hits, these are accent snares. So this isn't the main snare, like the snare that would be substituted for a clap. It's a completely different snare, and this is, I like to use this filtered snare. So let's just add a snare hit there. We can add one there. And we can do that. I'll just leave that like that, because basically what I want here is, it sounds like it would be good to have a snare roll there, so I'm planning to do that there, or maybe even just a hi-hat roll. So what I've done here with the snares is there's a few places where you can put the snare that will always sound great. Okay, this place is basically, it's the middle. It leads from this clap to that clap. This always sounds great. You leave 3 notes in between them, or 3 steps in between them. This will sound perfect every time if you do this. Or you can get rid of that and have one there, or get rid of that and have one there and just use that basically. Then you can have one right after the clap. You can have one right before the clap if you really want to. Some people do that. I don't really like to have a snare right before the clap. I prefer open hat. So that's a really simple. Did I do this all the way? No, I didn't do this all the way. So what I would do is just copy this over, because it's just easier than doing it all over again. So we'll just move that over there. And here we could do some things interesting, like pitch this down with shift. And then this will just make things just sound a little bit different. So now I'm just adding the open hats before the claps. What this does is it adds a nice swing to the clap, which makes the clap just have more impact. It makes it feel like it's hitting harder, because the open hats kind of brings you into the clap. Okay, so we got the basics going on here. Now I did want that snare roll. I believe this is a perk that could be substituted for a snare roll, so let's check it out. Okay, let's try it out, see what happens. Let's change this to third step. Let's press Alt and U. Let's try both multiples. Let's try this one first. Too slow. Too low. I think maybe we just change this to a snare. So let me see if I can find a good snare. Let's see if the rough snare will do it for me. That's a bit rough. Don't know if I wanted that rough. It's a bit rough still. Jerry snare. I mean, it's cool. Ball snare. What you got? Oh, that sounds nice. But this is not in the correct channel, so let's bring that to the snare channel and see what it's saying. Let's actually turn it up. That's nice. It's got a nice swing to the next bar as well. When you put stuff at, like, you know, right here, right before the last bar, I mean, right on the last bar, basically before the next bar, it basically creates a nice swing to the next bar, which gives you that kind of bounce. Sometimes you want to do that, sometimes you don't want to do that. It really depends on the melodies. Each different melody will kind of need a different drum pattern. Although you could just fling the same drum pattern on every melody and it would probably work out depending on where your 808s are. Like, let's say there are no 808s because that's a melodic element. That definitely does depend on the melody and where the melodies go. But generally you could just fling a drum loop on there, but the best drums that you'll get is by feeling the melody and going along with where the melody tells you to put the drums. So we've got the snare roll, which I really wanted to get in there because I remember I used to do snare rolls, but recently I haven't really been on my snare roll game, so I decided let's bring the snare rolls back. But let's check out the hi-hats and see if we need to add any hi-hat rolls. Yep, that works. That should work. A small roll there. No, let's just keep it simple. No. Let's not even change it up. So it just, there's no place where I feel I need more rails. So we'll just leave it simple as how it is. Like, it does feel like that could use another one. Ooh, I actually like that. Yeah, let's do that. I was trying to do the same thing as the first one, but it just didn't work and came out different, but go on wanted. Well, no, I wanted, but got something better. Okay, something very simple like that. Press Control A, Alt R will mess with the velocities a little bit. Control A, Alt R, put the velocities right back. Set it to bipolar, bring the pan down a lot so it goes from left to right and goes crazy. And now our simple hi-hat MIDI has become a little bit more complicated. Okay, so we could add another pack. We could do all that. Don't think it's necessary. We're going to leave it at. I'm not going to add another pack because, you know, we're going to stick to the basics here. 808 time now. 808. I am going to be using my Tarantino 808, which is the Spins 808. Not going to lie to you. Spins 808 with, I think it has my, let me actually turn my sound goodizer off. It's got sound goodizer on it, and it's got my my EQ. It's basically got all my processing. All my drums is just the drums that I use with all my processing, basically. So you can bring it in and you don't really even have to process them. But the Spins 808 is the only 808 that always works for me. So I just use the Spins 808 for anything that I want to do. Like, it just doesn't make sense to use anything else because the Spins 808 just works. It just works. That's what it does. It works. So in order to get our 808s going, we basically need to follow the bass notes of our chord progression. Why has that just automatically become longer? Oh, because I didn't choose the same note. There we go. And then we just turn it all the way up. Obviously routed to the right channel. I've routed it to my 808 channel and whatnot. If you don't know how to mix your kicks on 808s, I do have a video on how to mix your kicks and 808s, as well as a whole video on how to just mix in general. But get the template, man. It's going to save you a lot of time and be very, very easy for you. So basically, we want to start with our 808s at a high octave so we can hear the tones. So let's go. We generally won't start the second bar with an 808 like that. It generally will be offset like that. So let's hear it. Voodoo. And then we can copy that over and maybe have some variation. I need to put this on the right key. What key in? B flat minor, A sharp. Okay, that seems good enough to me. Basically what we've done here, let me explain it so you get what's going on. I've just followed the bass notes of the chords, so you can see those in the background. And then what I've done is first of all, generally your 808 in the second bar is gonna start right here, okay? It's gonna start on the second hit of the second bar. And then we've basically got a hit on the fourth part of the bar, which leads into the next part. And we also, like, on the first part of the second bar is your opportunity to get some really nice bouncy drums in there. So that's what I've done. I've allowed this to roll over, and then we've got a note an octave higher right before we hit these drums, and it will sound super sick. I'm gonna show you in a second. But then we've basically just done the same thing again, and just, you know, we've cut that part right before that drum. Another place you can place a drum that gets, you know, a really great bouncy feel is like right here. So if you put it there, that's like right after the clap comes in. So let me play that. So I could actually do this in this part. I actually do want another hit here. Yeah, might want another hit there as well. Basically what we've got here is, these are basic, what I like to see these as thirds in it, because it's just one, 2, 3 beats long within the bar. So these have a nice bounce to them as well, and that always works really, really well. And it like moves the beat along. It moves the beat along beautifully when you do that. Let me just quickly check what octave this is. Okay, F5. It's all in 5, so that's pretty cool. Yo, so I want to basically share a quick change that I made that I forgot to tell you about, that actually just sounds way better. Now, before this 808 started on F, because that was the bass note we could see in the chords. Let me just go to the chords over here. That was the chord there. But the fact is, this is actually a B flat chord or A sharp chord. So it goes A, C, and then F instead of E, but it would generally go A, C, E. So I've just changed this to the actual root note of this chord, and it sounds way better. Like, listen to it now. Now I've left this as an F. I did change it to an A sharp, but it just sounded crap. So I've left it as an F because that actually sounds really, really nice. So just wanted to show you that if your 808 isn't sounding as nice as you want it to sound, maybe change the note in the chord that you're using. Instead of using that bottom note, maybe use the middle note. If that doesn't work, maybe use the top note. Move it around and see where you get to, where it sounds right to you. Hope this helps you out. Let me send you back to the past. All right, now we can add the kick, which we'll just copy the 808s to the kick. We'll go into the piano roll, press Control Alt, we'll do Alt K to get it to one note. And then we will play this back. Now, usually I'd just add some weird shit. So we just make some cuts to just add a bit of bounce for no good reason. Let's see what that does. Maybe one there. Nah. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. And then we need to turn this way down. Because otherwise it's just going to be super distorted. Listen, mate. And that sound goodizer just does it. Even though, like, I know I've exported this 808 with the sound goodizer on, another extra $1 per sound goodizer just makes the sound goodizer. I know that was a terrible joke, but it's true. It does make the sound goodizer. So let's listen back. So the main thing you need to know about the 808s is the third stuff. So have your thing on half beat, and if you just set that to 3 bars, like every one that you lay down except for this one will sound beautiful. You don't want to put it there generally. You want to put it on that, remember that second bar. In the second bar, you want to start on the second beat. And then, like, you can pretty much do anything. Like, you could do a hit here if you wanted to, or just put the hit there. And like right after the clap there is a great place to get some unique bounce. Right here is a great place to lead in with one of these nice, lovely ones, or to just have a little bit more bounce before this 808. And yeah, those are, you know, pretty much the mainstay things that you should know. Let me quickly take a sip of this. And yeah, I think we're done here. Let me play it back one more time. So yeah, that's that. I hope this video helped you out, because it's, 30 minutes of recording. I would have got this in probably half the time and got this beat done if I didn't dedicate myself to creating this video. But I think that this should help you out a lot, really, because I wish someone would have made these videos for me when I was starting out, because those drum patterns were just so hard to finally get right, because I was just making bad, annoying, boring drum patterns. But now you know how to make a nice trap / R&B trap drum pattern. And yeah, since you made it to the end of the video, I do have a special gift for you. That gift is 10 free loops that you can use in your beats today. You can sell these beats, you can do whatever you want with these loops. They're totally royalty free. Link will be in the description down below, or go to jcartera.com/free loops. If you got any other questions or any videos you'd like me to make, leave those in the comment section down below. I do love creating this content, so definitely leave a comment down below and let me know what you want from me in the future. And in the next video, you'll learn more about music, online business, or online marketing. I'll see you next time. Peace out.